Getting started with mindfulness. This week I'm going to build on last week's Weekly Radish, where I talked about some of the reasons and benefits for starting to incorporate a mindful practice into your day-to-day life. This week I want to kind of give you 3 tips to help you actually get it started, get it underway. So we'll get cracking with that. But the first thing I want to say before we even get into those 3 tips is it's very tempting to fall into the trap with any practice, particularly if you're a perfectionist or an all or nothing person, to fall into the trap of expecting yourself to do this perfectly, to get it right, and also to fall into some of the misconceptions around this kind of practice, that you have to empty your head of thoughts, you have to chase those thoughts away and clear your head and have nothing there. That's not true. And there are some great resources that give you more of a background around this mindful practice, and that's where I'll come in with my tips. But the first thing is, don't expect perfection. Just get yourself into the habit of creating some time and space and showing up to do the practice. So here's my 3 tips. Number 1, I have found, and I know many people that I've worked with now have found, that getting some sort of guidance and support, particularly in the early days, is an incredibly powerful and useful way to get started with mindfulness. So the first obvious one is to identify a local teacher or group where meditation and mindfulness practice is offered. The benefits are there that you have a teacher face to face who can interact and connect with you, can kind of direct you through and possibly pick up any questions you have there and then. And also you're in a group setting potentially where you can have that support and the motivation. So that could be really useful. As an alternative or even a support of that, I would suggest and highly recommend looking at the range of guided relaxations that you can get in terms of audio recordings or on apps on smartphones. And one particular one that I do recommend, I use it myself and I know lots of people have used it and do use it regularly, is Headspace. There are others out there, but what I've found with Headspace is it initially offers a 10-day free 10 minutes a day practice for you to give it a go, to try it, and it has some great little animations and guidance from a mindfulness teacher. They're a great way of just making it down to earth, making it understandable and seeing what mindfulness is from a day-to-day practical perspective. So I would suggest Headspace is a good start, but see if you can source a local teacher as well, because as I mentioned last week, so I've been recently working with a mindfulness teacher on a joint program, and being present to the sessions that she delivered to our students, I learned so much just by having that person there explaining things, because I have my own misconceptions. So it's really important to learn and develop and understand it. So that face-to-face teaching can be really powerful, and or the use of some sort of app like Headspace. Number 2, if you're struggling with the idea of mindfulness as a concept or meditation and this idea of finding time to sit and be present to my thoughts and that kind of thing, then chunk out the process. Don't think about mindful practice initially. Start with creating the time and make a habit of creating some time out for you where you go and just sit. And you may listen to something else like a guided relaxation. Guided relaxations are not the same as mindfulness practices, although it can be relaxing to do mindful practice, but that's kind of a side effect of the practice. But the actual creating the space and getting yourself into the habit of sitting quietly, comfortably, and listening to some sort of guided relaxation or audio can be really useful. And just to get you started on that process, before you even get into potentially the mindfulness, visit my website, stressedguru.com, the resources page, and join the member area, Level Sprout, and in there you'll find loads of resources to help you get started with this journey. And number 3, if you feel that you don't necessarily have 20 minutes every day, or I really struggle to find 20 to 30 minutes to myself every day, then chunk it down. Then chunk it down even more, because we can, by setting ourselves something that we don't believe we have the time for, we kind of will struggle. So break it down. The key part here is to start the habit. So start the habit as small as you need. 5 minutes a day. Now, whilst you might have some teachers say, well, you may not get the benefits from that, what I'm particularly keen on is you just creating the space and getting used to creating time that you say is for you. So 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day where you say, right, I can find 5 minutes, I can find 10 minutes a day when I get up or when I get in from work or on my lunch break. I can do that and start. It's almost like snacking on mindfulness. It's shrinking it down so that you start the habit. You can always then expand the time, but if you struggle to find the time, you're going to get nothing done. So start with 5 or 10 minutes a day and make a commitment for that before you start expanding to a longer period of time and getting the fuller benefits of that. There's your 3 tips, with the caveat of don't adopt a perfectionist or all or nothing mindset here. But your 3 tips are: start and seek out some sort of support, a teacher, face-to-face, group teacher, or an app. Second one, if the concept of mindfulness meditation is something that you struggle with, start small. Visit my website, stressguru.com resources area, and tap into the resources there to help you start the journey. And the third one is, if you find that thinking of 20 to 30 minutes is just too much, chunk it down. 5 or 10 minutes a day will start the habit, will have benefits, and will lead you to see the potential for expanding that time.
Learn the 6 steps to putting stress in its place by visiting timeouttoolkit.com and claiming your free ebook, Emergency Stress CPR.